evening, you're tuned in to Omy TV. This is News Arena. My name is Ariana Gomes.
My name is Cecil Nite Kotego.
We'll be bringing you the best of sports this evening. Remember to log on to our website at omytvgh.com and stay interactive with us on all our social media platforms at omytvgh.
Let's quickly run you through stories making the headlines. Kwao Marathon is a good test for long-distance runners, says Amponsan.
Harsher punishments must be delivered to stop racism in football, says Raheem Sterling.
CAF opens media accreditation for AFCON 2019 tournament.
And Valverde expects Atletico to fight for La Liga title.
We're going for a quick break. When we come back, the stories in detail. Welcome back. The news in detail. The Ghana Football Association Normalization Committee spokesperson Dan Kweku Yeboah says referees have not been paid in the ongoing special competition after match day 6 because the government is yet to release funds for them to be paid. Reports indicate that the first tranche of money, $500,000, have been released to the Football Association, which has been shared to the clubs as appearance fees and other expenditures. According to Dan Kweku Yeboah, the monies to be paid to the referees is part of the budget for the tournament, which is yet to hit the FA account. He was quoted as saying, the monies due to pay the referees are coming from the government coffers, but currently it hasn't been released, he told Omy TV. The special competition is mainly sponsored by the government with a budget of $1.2 million. The referees have, however, given an ultimatum to the FA and are expecting a response by the close of work on Wednesday. We have our colleague Murtala Yakubu, who happens to be a sports journalist with Prime News, and he's on the line as we deliberate about the issues concerning the referees. Hello, Murtala.
Hello, Cecil. Hello, Cecil. Hello, Cecil. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening.
I guess I have to join you guys in the studio one of these days.
Yeah, definitely. Let's just quickly hit it running. What is your take on the referees not being paid after match day 6?
Well, Cecil, I can even describe this whole fast in one sentence.
Okay.
We are sitting on a time bomb. Because these were the same issues we had under the Kane administration that led to some referees taking bribes to influence games. Now, referees are an essential part of the game. They are key stakeholders of the game. They can determine the results of the game. So they need to be treated in a special way. Now, the fear I have is each referee is owed 850 cedis. We've played 7 matches. That means the NC has to pay each referee about 5,950 Ghana cedi. That is huge cash. They may struggle to pay because they are solely focusing on the government for funds. And if you don't treat referees well, that is when the clubs are able to influence them. Certain personalities who are attached to football clubs are able to influence them, and they also influence the game.
Yeah, Murtala, can you just let us know, because from referee Joe Debra, he was saying that any referee who fails to sanction any match will be banned. Have you heard about that particular news too?
Yes, I am very much aware of that info from the chairman of the referees committee, that is Joe Debra. Now, you can't fault the referees, but they are professionals. They need to do the right thing. If they have any concerns, they can channel it to the Referees Association, but that is not fair. Somebody cannot officiate 7 games and not receive a penny. What if somebody comes, an official comes from a club and say, I am giving you 1,000 Ghana cedi. I want you to influence this game. We may have what we had under the KN administration, that is the Kwesinian administration, happening again, where we wanted to eradicate the evils in our game, but we may see it again if we don't take time.
And now moving on, we also heard from Augustine Ahimfo saying that the referee said that at the end of every month they will make sure they take their monies. How well is that particular information?
I didn't get that clear. Can you come again?
I'm saying that one of the members of the special competitions committee, in the person of Augustine Ahimfo, said that the referee said they will take monies at the end of every month, not after every match.
Okay, so it means that was the agreement the referees went with the association, that they would take money at the end of every month.
Yes.
But with what is circulating in the media and what some of us have encountered with certain referees who are officiating some of the games, they told us the Referees Association actually told them that they are going to be paid 850 cedis at the end of every match, not every month. It was after every game. So we knew that money was available to be paid at the end of every match, only to be told that the referees have not been paid for the past 6 weeks. And this is the 7th week that we are playing the normalization committee's aim. And I am sorry to say, but we may see a boycott of the second round from the referees.
From the spokesperson of the normalization special competition, the person of Dan Kwekuyeboa, says that the government have not released the funds to pay the referees yet. Does that mean that the referees are just going to boycott the games due to all those things that are coming through?
Well, for Dan Kwekuyeboa, he's only doing his work as a PRO. But so let me let the cat out of the bag. When there was this delay, continue with the competition, prior to the start of the competition, there were 2 things happening to me. My head told me that this competition will be a success, but my heart actually told me we were going to encounter problems when we were told the government is solely sponsoring the competition. When it has to do with government, you know the bureaucracy you have to go through before monies are even dispersed in this country. You go through so much bureaucracy. So I don't want to fault the normalization committee too much for what is happening, but they should also pressure on the government because people have worked and need to be paid.
Per the first tranche of money, that is $500,000 that came, it has been disbursed to some of the clubs, and now they still have a remaining of $700,000 to be given out. Do you think this will even motivate somebody if they are supposed to be paid half of the amount that is being owed them, so that the second round of the competition will still continue?
Yeah, for me, when the 700,000 is released, the reported 700,000, from what I gathered this week, it may be released to the NC somewhere on Monday. That is what I gathered. If it is released, I think the first point, of course, should be settling the referees, at least giving them half of what you owe them, so that the second round can continue. Because if they boycott, you know the issue we had with referees over the past, even with the analysis where we saw some referees engaging in certain corrupt acts. So most of our referees have been pushed aside. So the ones who are officiating the game now are the ones that are seen as clean and professionals doing their work. So if the $700,000 comes, I think those are the first people we should settle before we go to the clubs. You can negotiate with the clubs. Let them know that, hey, I gave you 220,000 Ghana cedi in the first round. I haven't paid the referees. So let me settle the referees so that we will find ways and means to continue the second round.
Thank you so much, Mutala, and then thank you for your time too. And then thank you for sharing those ideas with us on News Arena this evening.
Grateful, Cecil. Anytime.
Thank you so much. That was Mutala Yakubu, our colleague sports journalist with Prime News, with that particular report concerning the unpaid monies to the referees in the normalization special competition.
Now, William Amponsa, winner of the 2019 Kwewu Easter Mountain Marathon, KEM, has said the marathon is unique and offers long-distance runners a good test in their career. The 42.195-kilometer race held last Saturday saw various athletes compete for honors as Amponsa clocked an impressive 2 hours, 29 minutes, 16 seconds to win a cash prize of 3,000 Ghana cedis, a decoder and a satellite dish from StarTimes, smartphone from Mibisoko, among others from sponsors of the event. In an interview after the race, Amponsa said he was elated with the victory, but was also impressed with the endurance of climbing the mountain in a competitive mood. Amponsa, who is expected to compete in an international marathon later in the year, has envisaged a good outing and would kickstart preparations soon as he set sights on making Ghana proud. The marathon was organized by Medifense Consult in collaboration with the Kwewu Traditional Council.
The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has announced that the media accreditation process for the final tournament of the Total African Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 has been opened. The media accreditation process for the Total African Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 opens from Tuesday 23rd April 2019 to Friday 31st May 2019. Media interested in covering the official draw and final tournament can apply for media accreditation through the CAF media channel via www.cafonline.com. Approval to access the CAF media channel does not mean you've been granted accreditation. All applications are subject to confirmation. Confirmation will not be on first come first served basis. Successful applicants will be notified and provided with further information in due course. Furthermore, please be advised that international applicants are responsible for securing their own visas.
Now we take a look at match day 7 of the latest results for the NC Special Competition. Now, Dreams 0, Elmina Sharks 0, Ebusia Dwarfs 1, Wafa 0, Adriana Stars 1, Midiama 1, Asante Kotoko 2, Brekum Chelsea 0, 11 Wonders 0, Bechin United 0, Karela United 1, Liberty Professionals 0, and Hearts of Oak 2, Inter Alice 0.
Now we
take a quick break. We shall return with the international story. Stay tuned.
Ghana card no, and you're more than just a means of identification. We are patriotic there. It's going to open up a new world of secure transactions and benefits for all Ghanaians. As an electronic ID, the new Ghana card even allows you to travel within the ECOWAS sub-region without your regular passport.
To register, you have to provide your name, date and place of birth, your residential address, your digital address code, and the name of your parents or legal guardians. Note, you also need either a birth certificate or a valid Ghanaian passport. But if you don't have any of the required documents, don't worry. A relative or 2 members of your community who have registered and have their Ghana card can vouch for you under oath.
Your Ghana card will be the only acceptable ID for all transactions which require you to prove your identity. And beware, providing false information will lead to your arrest and prosecution.
It's a new era of connectivity, access, and progress for all.
Memubia Nadao. Register for your Ghana card now. One nation, one Ghana card.
A legend is someone who has become famous or well known as a result of his distinctive or unique characteristic and skills. Many a time, we celebrate legends when they have joined the heavenly choir and are unable to dance to our gratifying tunes of their legendary status. As such, the Omy TV Legendary Night is here to celebrate distinguished personalities who have excelled and transformed the lives of others through their hard work whilst they are alive. We are celebrating a very important personality who undoubtedly passes the test as a legend here in Ghana this year. The very first edition of the Omy TV Legendary Night will come off at the Alisa Hotel, Reach, on the 6th of June 2019. This is an initiative by Omy Television and is strictly by invitation. To sponsor, please call 0245 877 789 or 0242 575044. Omy TV, we celebrate the living.
Welcome back, and now to the international stories. PSG boss Thomas Tuchel says Kylian Mbappé is not for sale after his hat-trick against Monaco.
Le président m'a dit toujours la même chose, qu'il reste pas d'occasion pour aucun club d'acheter Kylian cet été. Et pour ça, j'étais toujours convaincu qu'il reste notre joueur. Et c'est important pour obtenir tout notre objectif. Et pour gagner, on doit avoir les gars comme Kylian, on doit avoir Kylian dans l'équipe. Il est un joueur décisif pour nous, il peut améliorer et il montre ça chaque semaine, chaque 3 jours, tous les 3 jours pour nous. Et pour ça, rien de dire plus de Kylian, j'ai dit tous de l'égard. Oui, si on joue pour PSG, tout le monde attend que nous gagnions tous les matchs et nous attendons ça de nous aussi. Et pour ça, on doit avoir le meilleur joueur. Et c'est Kylian comme attaquant. Et s'il joue, tout le monde est confiant de marquer.
Arsenal manager Unai Emery refused to give updates on Arsenal's injury news ahead of their game against Wolves.
Team news for tomorrow's game. Who can we expect to see back? Are there any injuries following the game on Sunday?
We are going to wait, and I am not telling who is our idea with the player, with the system, with the 18 players, with the first 11.
Maybe just specifically then on Granit Xhaka, because we know he had a small problem which kept him out against Crystal Palace. Is he available for selection?
I want to keep all the information we can have for tomorrow. Sorry. It's not because I think it's better for us.
This is new. You've never done that before.
Yes, but maybe today, yes. It's good change sometimes. It's because maybe I don't want to be clear how they are our project. I prefer, not for you, it's for our opposition.
Part of pre-match news conference is to get injury updates.
Only you know is Aaron Ramsey cannot play. And Denis Suarez.
Former Liverpool striker Robbie Fowler admits the Reds need a favour from Manchester United if they are to win the Premier League title.
Well, I hope so. I think obviously everyone knows my allegiances are, massively with Liverpool. And I think if we're being totally honest, it's going to be tough for them because you feel as though Manchester City can beat anyone on the day. They've got, I think, four games to play, and obviously the four winnable games. So to use a little bit of mind management, if you like, I think Manchester United need to pull off a big favour for Liverpool. I think the way they're playing at the minute, I don't think you can't see it happening, but stranger things have happened.
Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp says his focus is on Liverpool's results, not tonight's Manchester derby.
We are on the sport long enough, and at the end, it's like a bill. The price is on. It's like you look on it, and then you have to pay it. It's what we do. In the end, we will see how much points we have, and then we get what we get for it. We don't know it, but it's not about. It's if you are only motivated if you win the Holy Grail, and something is wrong with you. So we are motivated itself because we play for this club, because we want to win football games, because we enjoy the ride together with our fans. That's the truth. But we have no influence on the other games. We don't have it. It's like it is, and we can play our games. Our next game is against Huddersfield, which will be difficult again for different reasons again, because I know already if I tell somebody maybe not in this room, but in the Liverpool room, and say that will be a really tough one, and then people look at me, I was talking about, and do you think about Barcelona already or some bullshit like that? So we will be completely focused on Huddersfield, but until then we have to train, recover, rest, and make ourselves ready. And I know on Wednesday is a game. I know that we had to play that game as well, and Man United was in that moment obviously in a much better moment when we played them. So and it was a 0-0. We'll see what comes out on Wednesday. We have no influence on that, but we still have to play games after that. So if United gets a point or whatever, and we win Huddersfield and go to Newcastle after Barcelona, and I'll think we have it halfway or whatever, then we get the knock there. It's all difficult. We just have to stay focused on our things, and that's what worked really well so far, and I don't see any reason why we should change that.
So do you believe that Liverpool have a better chance of winning tonight's game?
No, for me, I believe Liverpool stands a better chance of winning the EPL for the first time.
Wow.
Because today at the Theatre of Dreams between Manchester United and Manchester City, Manchester United is going to do a very great deal by beating Manchester City for Liverpool to win the EPL for the first time. Actually, going into the games proper, irrespective of Manchester United losing so many matches or Manchester City is in cloud 9, they were beaten even in the Champions League by Tottenham. It tells you that Manchester United has the guts to beat Manchester City, and for that I believe Liverpool will turn around and then win the EPL for the first time. That has eluded them so many years ago.
But then again, do you believe that Manchester will just sit there and wait for Liverpool to beat them just like that?
No, for the whole issue has to do with the two clubs, that's United and City.
Yeah.
That's the Reds against the Citizens. It's a Manchester derby. But at the end of the day, we believe that the Reds, who are the Liverpool fans, they will be sitting back at Anfield and they will be smiling because the EPL title will be coming to them. And believe you me, I believe Manchester United will do justice to the Citizens for them to beat them and then make sure Liverpool will win the title for the first time since 1990. I believe so. They've not won anything pertaining to the EPL, but for league titles they've won almost 18. But this time around, this is the EPL which has eluded them. Now to my story. Chelsea's assistant coach Gianfranco Zola has given an injury update on youngster Callum Hudson-Odoi. The player linked off against Burnley in the 2-2 Premier League match at Stamford Bridge.
I think he's a serious injury. He's on his Achilles tendon. I cannot tell you the full extent of it. I think they will have to have an examination, but it's not looking good. We still have gain a point from the other teams, and we're not going to give up until the end. We tried everything we could on the pitch to win the game. Maybe we should have done something more in the second half in their box. We should have been more effective, more precise, but the desire to win has been there until the end, and there was also, especially in the first half, a lot of quality. But again, the more time it passes, the more we couldn't get the rhythm going, and Burnley dropped. And to break down a team like Burnley when they defend in the last 20 meters is not easy. We try, but it's not easy.
Now, Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says his side must improve on that 4-0 loss ahead of the Manchester derby.
We sat next to each other for 11 years in the changing room, and it was a lot nicer than this. Put me out
It was, wasn't it? It was better then.
Right, so what have the last 48 hours been like for you?
Difficult. At the same time, you got to look forward. You have to think as quickly as possible through whatever happened before, during, and you've got to focus on the next game because it's a big, massive game. It's now, 48 hours is not the time to make rash decisions, or you've got to be sensible, and of course there's things that will happen, and you can't just do it overnight.
In terms of sort of reflecting on the game, I take it you've watched it back. How do you move on from it in terms of, what was watching it again? What disappointed you the most in the game?
Everything. No, more or less everything. We'd set the plan out, and of course we get into a couple of positions early on. Within first minute, there's a couple of things that we worked on, and we turned the opportunities down to do what we worked on. And then it's like, did we hammer it? Didn't we do enough on it, or did we hammer it too much so we didn't feel it was the right thing? When you concede 3 goals on set pieces, 1 long throw in, their corner kick. The last one is not a long throw in, but it's a long throw in, but from their own corner. They're avoidable. We concede from our corner, so all 4 goals are avoidable. But that's not where it went wrong, because it was the application. It was, coming to Goodison Park, it's going to be a tough game. You got to fight for every single inch. Second balls, long balls, you got to fight for every challenge, and they wanted it more.
You said before the game, and it's something that hit me actually driving down. I was going to Cardiff, that reading your quotes, you said that the players needed a reality check before the game. So did you see this coming?
Well, I've been here for 4 months, so it's not like something happens overnight. And you know that in good times everything's rosy and easy. Bad times, sometimes you get some defeats. Every day in training matters, and we've not really had the time to really nail down a few things, because there've been so many games. Suddenly, after 5 or 6 games, you're suddenly in a challenge for top 4 again, and we've got to focus on results. And it's not just bring back the identity and everything. We might actually be in with a shout here for Champions League. So, and yes, there are things that you've seen that you will change when you call it a fresh start, when a new season starts.
When you get a game like that, or a result like that, you've obviously got a huge game coming up tomorrow night in Manchester derby. Is it a case of, you said we can't make rash decisions? Is it a case of send them out again, the same players, or is it a case of, you're not going to tell the team?
No.
Is it a case of, no, I need to make drastic changes? There needs to be a consequence of what I saw on Sunday.
Of course.
Manchester United gaffer Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has called for a reaction from his Manchester United players ahead of the Manchester derby. Manchester United face Manchester City tonight, looking to restore pride after their 4-0 humbling at Everton, as well as dent their fierce rivals' Premier League title hopes.
Games like the Everton one happens, and the response has to be there. You try to provoke a reaction, or inspire a reaction, and we haven't had time to work on the pitch. with the players that played, because you need recovery at this stage of the season as well. So it's about changing mindset and making sure our heads are ready, because anyone's heads will drop when.
We're going for a quick break. When we come back, the international stories continues.
Ghana Card No Omi, and you're more than just a means of identification. We are patriotic there. It's going to open up a new world of secure transactions and benefits for all Ghanaians. As an electronic ID, the new Ghana Card even allows you to travel within the ECOWAS sub-region without your regular passport.
To register, you have to provide your name, date and place of birth, your residential address, your digital address code, and the name of your parents or legal guardians. Note, you also need either a birth certificate or a valid Ghanaian passport. But if you don't have any of the required documents, don't worry. A relative or two members of your community who have registered and have their Ghana card can vouch for you under oath.
Your Ghana Card will be the only acceptable ID for all transactions which require you to prove your identity. And beware, providing false information will lead to your arrest and prosecution.
It's a new era of connectivity, access, and progress for all.
Memubia Nadao. Register for your Ghana Card now. One nation, one Ghana Card.
A legend is someone who has become famous or well known as a result of his distinctive or unique characteristic and skills. Many a time, we celebrate legends when they have joined the heavenly choir and are unable to dance to our gratifying tunes of their legendary status. As such, the Omy TV Legendary Night is here to celebrate distinguished personalities who have excelled and transformed the lives of others through their hard work whilst they are alive. We are celebrating a very important personality who undoubtedly passes the test as a legend here in Ghana this year. The very first edition of the Omy TV Legendary Night will come off at the Alisa Hotel, Reach, on the 6th of June 2019. This is an initiative by Omy Television and is strictly by invitation. To sponsor, please call 0245 877 789 or 0242 575044. Omy TV, we celebrate the living.
You're welcome back from the break. Now the international stories continue. Still on United, Paul Pogba says Manchester United's players disrespected the club and the fans with their performance against Everton on Sunday.
It's not good for us, it's not good for Manchester United, for the story of the club, for the fans. Just it's not good. No, I wouldn't say enough. It's not good at all what we did. Losing a game obviously is something really bad that we don't want when we're on the race for the top four, and losing 4-0 as well. It is like, I'll say, not disrespectful, because I'm not disrespectful on Everton, but the way we played, the performance of myself, of the team, of everyone, is just disrespectful. We didn't respect, I think, ourselves, the club, and the fans. When you wear this shirt, when you're in this club, is first of all because you deserve it. But when you deserve it, you have to work on respect all the culture, all the history of this club. Just give everything on the pitch and don't look. I don't want to be harsh on my words, but don't look like we look like yesterday, because I think the body language as well is not good enough for this shirt. Because when you're here, you deserve it, and you have to give, I would say, your life on the pitch. You do what you love. You enjoy being on the pitch playing football, but you have to work. You have to sweat. You know, for this shirt, you have to give everything. I don't know if it's enough, but obviously that they want, the fans want reaction of the players, and the only way to apologize to them is to give everything on the pitch. Even you can lose games, but with a good performance, you know, with a proud, with just on the pitch, you give everything. That's how you're gonna apologize. I think that's how we should apologize to the fans, just to give everything for us, for the club, for the shirt, for the teammates, just for ourselves as well, because it's us that we are on the pitch and we cannot perform like we did. Since the game, we lost this game in Champions League, the first leg against PSG. Then we start dropping. Then maybe it was mental. We didn't expect that. We were shocked. Then after we won against them and we had this adrenaline, we were so happy and everything. Then in the league we dropped a bit. I don't know. I wish I had the answer of that. And now this is the past, and we just have to, like I say, go back and just sweat, give everything on the pitch. First myself, you know.
Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola insists Riyad Mahrez will be at Manchester City next season, despite claims the forward is looking for a new club.
Obviously, as well, there's been reports today that Riyad Mahrez isn't happy at a lack of starts. What's the situation as you understand it? Because there has been an implication that he could be looking to leave in the summer.
Riyad Mahrez will be with us the next season here, and the next one, and the next one.
Have you spoken to him then as well? And he's obviously not happy.
I don't need to speak with him. He will be with us next season. He's a player for us. We are delighted with behavior and the way he played. He knows, and everybody knows, the competition in the squad, but Riyad is not going to move. He's going to stay here.
Have you spoken
He's
to
happy,
him?
we are happy.
Have you spoken to him, though, just to reassure him about your plans for him as well, and I suppose to allay any fears that he may have over his future?
He came last season for a stay longer. It's not necessary to speak with him.
Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has dismissed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's claims that Manchester City will use tactical fouling to prevent Manchester United from counter-attacking in tonight's crucial derby.
This morning, Solskjaer has said that he's preparing his side to receive lots of fouls from your team. He said that they will, I think, snap at
Receive a lot of fouls
from your team towards Manchester United. He
So
said
we are going to make faults to them.
yes. He said that they will snap at your ankles and heels and kick you, not allow you any easy counter-attacking because there will be fouls. Now that's a
Did he say that?
Yeah. Now that's
With
a mess.
75% average or 65 or 70% average of the balls, how you do that?
Well, I'm just telling you what he said. So, but I mean,
so I
Jose
don't know.
Mourinho said a similar thing. How tiring does it get for you that this thing about tactical fouling keeps being labelled at your team, you and your teams, that when oppositions try and counter-attack, you tactical foul to stop that?
I don't have any comments about that. So I never prepared a game since my 10th season as a manager, thinking about these kind of things. Never. And my players can talk better than me about that. The players who I had in Barcelona and Bayern Munich here, one of the targets is about the contracts for the opponents making faults. Never I said one player make a fault to avoid something for the other ones. Football, sometimes you do that. You know, football, the action is quick, fast. But I'm worried, really. I'm concerned many other things about the game to have to play to beat them than these kind of things. So I don't know. Tomorrow in the press conference after the game, you can ask him again about that. I know exactly what I said to my players from the day one, from the last day. So we want to play, we want to try to attack, we have to be honest. And of course there are contact, of course there are faults. But because it's happened, and you arrive late, and yellow, that's why there are referees to make a yellow card or red card or whatever they decide. But never. I prepare a game to we want to do our game. I want to do our game. Sometimes it's not possible because the others play too. The people, sometimes it's difficult to understand that, but the other teams play too. But never. I prepare the game to do our own game. That is what I want, knowing of course the opponent, but never said I'm going to do that to punish them or cancel the strength points, having faults. Never.
Raheem Sterling has backed a manifesto calling for change in how football authorities deal with racism and discrimination. He says he is not someone who wants to be seen as a spokesperson or a figurehead, but a young man who is determined to make the most of his opportunity to make a difference, but wants to see action.
And not any disrespect to kick it out. But like, you know, the campaigns and stuff, with the t-shirts and stuff, I feel it shows people what you're trying to say, but what is actually being put in place, you know, when people see the t-shirts and stuff, we need to help people like Kick It Out to push it more. But like t-shirts, and the other day the Premier League suggested to post this blackout thing. And again, it was just like, okay, it goes on social media and people see it, but what does that do? You know, what does that actually do? What is the outcome of that? Is it a campaign for 3 days and, you know, 3 days, we've done something and it blows over? Or we're going to do something to say, this is what we're doing, and from now on, this is how it's going to go if anyone steps out of that line. And I think that's what every player that's been in this situation will like. I don't think these social media posts, these t-shirts are doing anything. It's not doing anything. It's not going to change anything. It needs to be at first within football, because that's where I am. I can't say in everyday walks of life, to help people in our environment and people that's been suffering these things, to have something that they know when they go in a football field that no one will dare to even chant one word at them, and that's what I'm aiming for. That's what my team are aiming for.
Do you feel as well it's got to be recognised by the authorities, but also the authorities or the various groups have got to recognise that you as a group of players and wider footballers are not going to accept the lack of what you perceive as appropriate action? You're not going away until you can bring about change. You'll continue to campaign strongly and do whatever is required to rid the game of this awful blight.
Yeah, I just always try to, what frustrates me, and I don't really want to go into it too
Dude, honestly, you strike me as being, you're not looking to be the spokesman for this, but at the same time, you're not prepared to put up with it, and you're aware that you have a powerful voice. You didn't go looking for this, but you are aware of your responsibility and the power that you hold. Would that be fair?
Not say power, but yeah, people's been listening, and I think it's more just because no one really says anything. No one really expresses their feelings, and I think that's wrong. But at the same time, no one really wants any, as I'd say, any backlash or if anything went wrong. But at the same time, it's when I wanted to say something, it was purely just to get people on the outside to understand what it's actually like for some of these players. And I said to you, I probably had it lightly because I haven't had that many experiences growing up. It was more, as I keep explaining, I came up north. So I didn't get the full, a lot of it, but speaking to players like Fabian and Brozy and, growing up in Leeds, Bradford, and then telling me about some of their experiences, it's just crazy to actually know that this stuff happened to 15, 16-year-old kids. But yeah, we have an opportunity and a chance to make something that's not just now, but in 10 years' time, that people know what exactly it is from that players know when they get on a football field that stuff like that can't happen. And I think that's what we need to put in place is something that makes people think more than twice.
Barcelona gaffer Ernesto Valverde says Atletico Madrid will continue to compete despite Barcelona moving to win 3 points off the La Liga title.
Preferir
preferiría ser campeón ya mañana, por aquello de poder gestionar mejor los esfuerzos el sábado, ya que sea una fiesta, teniendo en cuenta que viene el Liverpool ya la semana que viene. ¿Eres de los que te gusta más ser campeón en el campo?
Lo que me encanta es que me hagan esa pregunta, o sea, porque me la hacen en agosto y le digo, campeón como sea, de cualquier manera, pero me la hacen a mí y se la hacen a cualquiera. O sea, el que me hagas esa pregunta ya es lo mejor que me podría pasar. Y campeón, mira, me da igual. Realmente no voy a... Sé que el Atlético de Madrid va a estar compitiendo hasta el final, aunque, vamos, pues porque es así, porque lo vienen haciendo desde siempre y es su ADN y el de su entrenador. Y ya sé que mañana tiene un partido difícil, pero bueno, lo que tenga que ser será. Le daremos la bienvenida, sobre todo si ganamos.
Atletico Madrid boss Diego Pablo Simeone El Cholo has described Jan Oblak as the world's best goalkeeper after the Slovenian signed a contract extension until 2023.
Importantísima, una elección una vez más como la de Griezmann el año pasado de posiblemente el mejor portero del mundo decidir quedarse con nosotros. Y bueno, yo al club en su trabajo diario le da una alegría, a los hinchas evidentemente los pone contentos porque ya no es un portero extraordinario y al equipo le hace muy bien, claro está.
Atletico Madrid manager Diego Simeone refused to comment on referee Javier Alberola Rojas' ban for 2 games after hitting Alvaro Morata on the neck.
No, nunca opino de ningún tipo de sanciones. Cuando me sancionan a mí hay que respetar a la gente que sanciona y cuando le toca a los demás opino lo mismo.
Manchester United player Daley Blind admits he is excited to meet some old teammates in Ajax UEFA Champions League semi-final against Tottenham.
Ja, heel veel zin in. Fantastische wedstrijd. Leuk om die jongens weer te zien ook. Halve finale Champions League, wie had dat gedacht, weet je. En, ja, fantastisch. En we kijken er met heel Amsterdam naar uit, denk ik. Ja, met Jan heb ik wel regelmatig contact. We kunnen het goed met elkaar vinden, ook buiten het veld. En ja, het is gewoon het is leuk om elkaar tegen te komen. En ja, wie had het gedacht dat we elkaar zouden tegenkomen in de halve finale van de Champions League.
WWE superstar Rusev believes Real Madrid will raid the Premier League this summer to sign Paul Pogba and Eden Hazard. The lifelong Madrid fan spoke about his hopes and dreams for the Spanish club over the coming months.
And do you believe in Real Madrid?
No, not this year.
No, exactly.
Next year. See, but I know, I'm realistic. This year, it's okay. We'll get Zidane back in place. We'll get the new players this summer. Hazard, for sure.
You think so? You think sign Hazard?
Yeah, he's 1,000%. Paul Pogba, we'll get him.
Yeah?
He wants to play for Madrid. But who doesn't want to play for Madrid? So we'll be really, really well next year.
Struggling without your man Ronaldo.
Well, there's only one Ronaldo in the world. And it's very hard to replace him. But it's football, you know. Older players get older. But we sold him for 100 million. It's not a bad deal.
In your words, you go, it's life.
Here are some fixtures we have for you. That's European fixtures. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal. Manchester United versus Manchester City. And Coppa d'Italia, AC Milan will be pitching their strength against SS Lazio. In the Spanish La Liga, Atletico Madrid versus Valencia. Leganes versus Atletico Bilbao. And then RCD Espanyol versus Celta Vigo. We go for a quick break. When we come back, the stories still continues here at Omy TV.
Arena On Omy, more than just a means of identification. We're patriotic there. It's going to open up a new world of secure transactions and benefits for all Ghanaians. As an electronic ID, the new Ghana card even allows you to travel within the ECOWAS sub-region without your regular passport.
To register, you have to provide your name, date and place of birth, your residential address, your digital address code, and the name of your parents or legal guardians. Note, you also need either a birth certificate or a valid Ghanaian passport. But if you don't have any of the required documents, don't worry. A relative or two members of your community who have registered and have their Ghana card can vouch for you under oath.
Your Ghana card will be the only acceptable ID for all transactions which require you to prove your identity. And beware, providing false information will lead to your arrest and prosecution.
It's a new era of connectivity, access, and progress for all.
Memobia Nadao. Register for your Ghana card now. One nation, one Ghana card.
A legend is someone who has become famous or well known as a result of his distinctive or unique characteristic and skills. Many a time, we celebrate legends when they have joined the heavenly choir and are unable to dance to our gratifying tunes of their legendary status. As such, the Omy TV Legendary Night is here to celebrate distinguished personalities who have excelled and transformed the lives of others through their hard work whilst they are alive. We are celebrating a very important personality who undoubtedly passes the test as a legend here in Ghana this year. The very first edition of the Omy TV Legendary Night will come off at the Alisa Hotel, Reach, on the 6th of June 2019. This is an initiative by Omy Television and is strictly by invitation. To sponsor, please call 0245 877 789 or 0242 575044. Omy TV, we celebrate the living.
Guys, watch out. Omy TV is going to shock the world. Yeah, you're done. Tell them.
Hi, my name is Anthony Wood, scriptwriter, actor, and keep it locked on Omy TV. I say so. Okay, so I really appreciate everyone who's watching Omy TV.
Hi guys, this is Cookie. Keep watching Omy TV.
Charlie, this is Omy TV. If you don't watch Omy TV, what you watch? But you what's up? Charlie, make you watch Omy TV. Bobali says so. Allah your boy, man. Salam alaikum.
So hi, I'm Nancy Morris. Keep watching Omy TV. Yes.
Keep it locked on Omy TV. My name is Terry Valentino, actor and commercial model. Thank you.
I'm telling you now, I'm endorsing Omy TV because that's it.
You're welcome back. Actually, this brings us to the end of this evening's news. But before we leave, we'll have a bit of a discussion about the interstation gala that we held. So, tell me, did you actually believe that Agege would win?
It's not a belief because I never thought I would see what went on there.
Right.
But when they got to the semi-final, they got to the finals, I was very optimistic.
Yeah.
Definitely these lads or the drivers, the mates are playing excellent and marvelous football. And believe you me, I was so happy, so marveled at the football skills they displayed. I think Omy TV should be credited because they've done marvelously well in terms of management and also our sponsors, GDS Securitas and then Stoke Electronics. They've done marvelously well with the items that were given to the deserving winners.
Right. And then what about the players? Could you single out anyone that you think has a potential, maybe internationally? If
I wouldn't even go to the extent of international. But I would say that the chairman for Odoko, the man, the 54-year-old man, has been so amazing. The age that he, like his age and the ball that he exhibited on that particular day, is so marvelous, and for me, I believe he should be even be commended, because it's not easy to play among such young, energetic lads like what he did against them. Yeah,
true.
And for me, I think he has done marvelously well.
And then I'm also looking at the goalkeepers. Who was your favorite?
Oh, the one who was given the best goalkeeper, that's Michael.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
He was the one in the black.
In the black,
yeah.
He deserves it. He has done marvelously well. What we saw, his saves, how he counters with the ball, he starts the counter attacks, and it was so glaring that he deserves that particular accolade. Yeah.
And then I think that maybe in the near future we should still have the man you mentioned for the Odoko.
Yeah.
He was the captain, right?
Yeah, he's the captain. Yeah.
I remember him because I had a chance to speak to him after we were done and everything, and he's very up and kicking, very healthy.
Man. And come and look at certain people we have who are even 19 years cannot kick football. Some are even having pot bellies now. For somebody to play to that extent, we have to commend him very, very well. 54 years. Flat tummy, playing excellent football for over 2 hours. Oh my. This is it's something. When you even sit to think or reminiscent what happened, you would say, look, it's amazing. A 54-year-old man playing football to that extent. Whilst we have people who are able but still pot-bellied and cannot even run.
On that note, this brings us to the end of News Arena. Now let's take a recap of our headlines. Kwewu Marathon is a good test for long-distance runners, says Amponsa.
Harsher punishments must be delivered to stop racism in football, says Raheem Sterling.
CAF opens media accreditation for AFCON tournament.
Ernesto Valverde expects Atletico to fight for the La Liga title.
Remember to log on to our website at omitvgh.com and stay interactive with us on all our social media platforms on OmiTVGH. My name is Ariana Gomes.
My name is Cecil Nite Kotego.